Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to take a really quick look here at NKN, new kind of network, and we'll jump into Bitcoin first as well, just so you understand kind of the state of the nation, just so you know kind of what's going on with the big dog here. Pretty good stuff, actually. Bitcoin's doing very well. It bounced off of 66,000 and is now off to new all-time high territory. So simply put, there's nothing bad about Bitcoin at all right now. It's all good. It finally pulled its head out of its ass right here and has been ramping up ever since. So it's very nice to see that. We're looking pretty good for Bitcoin. So just note that's kind of the reason why a lot of things are popping off as well. That definitely helps. Certainly doesn't hurt. And now we got the market kind of in this greed mode versus fear mode. It's kind of nice. At least nice if you have long positions, right? Oh, also, if you're not, familiar with my channel, obviously, I highly recommend you do your own research. This is for educational purposes, but I can tell you I love teaching other people how to become better traders. I've been doing it for 15 years now, and my goal is to help you become a much better and more self-sufficient trader. I have a trading community if you'd like to check that out, and I also have signals that I send out for every single trade that I take, so you can kind of see how I structure my trades and follow along if you'd like. It's a really cool experience. Can't speak highly enough about it because of the simple fact that it's really amazing. I cannot believe how cool the people are in my group. In fact, this is for one of my community members. So thank you so much for requesting I cover this. All right, so NCAN, enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump right into the one-day chart and see what's going on here first. We'll work our way down. Oh, sorry. Did a pretty big scroll there. Okay. All right. So taking a look here at NKN. First and foremost, it's been a pretty green day here, obviously, right? We had a pretty strong retracement yesterday after that big ramp up to almost test the Fibonacci retracement of 1.618, which was roughly 75 cents. So we almost got 75 cents, but you can see it kind of got capped out about 74.5. That is pretty standard for NKN. It ramps up and retraces pretty consistently, right? It has these pretty strong increases, but they're getting shorter and shorter, right? As you can see here, this guy, really big, but comes down and kind of retraced for about a full 2 weeks. This guy jumped up, retraced for about 4 or 5 days. This guy, now it only retraced for 2 days, right? So it's getting closer and closer, tighter and tighter. They are definitely higher highs and higher lows still on the one-day chart, so it's fantastic. Overall, big picture, I'm very confident we're going to be able to see some really good gains, right? I mean, we look at the, let's go back to the big time. You can see we had an all-time high on the one-day close at 129, right? I think 129 is very realistic this year. So if you have an open position now, and honestly, it doesn't really matter when you get in. I hate to even say that, but for short term, obviously it's beneficial. But long term, HODL, whatever the case is, swing trades, you're looking at a very big gain for NKN here. I'd say you can at least 2x this coin, probably even this year. That's my speculation. Some people say it's $2. I think that is very realistic as well, probably more so next year, but we'll see when we have that blow off top from Bitcoin and all that extra money comes from Bitcoin and funnels into these altcoins, officially kicking off altcoin season, even though it definitely feels like that already, right? Okay, anyways, enough about that. Let's go ahead and just move on to the technical stuff. All right, one-day candlesticks basically looking good. We don't need to worry about any of that. We're below 70 on the RSI. Moving averages are in good shape. Same with the 4-hour chart here as well. You can see the 50 is going to be potentially working as a support level moving forward. We've also got on the 1-hour chart. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the cloud. We're right back above the cloud. Fantastic. So that should work as a support level. And furthermore, too, this previous support level here at about 63, 64 cents, I think it was a previous resistance rather, is now a support, right? So there we go. Previous resistance now considered to be a support level, so the price comes down, it'll bounce and likely continue back to the upside. So there's a good chance we'll see the price stay right around here and then leg up to here and possibly do one of these, right? The key is to see higher highs and higher lows. We want to make sure to identify that. So in the short term, be sure to look at that, specifically on the 1 hour, to ensure we're seeing those higher highs and higher lows. Obviously, big picture, you can tell that we do have higher highs, right? We've got the higher lows and the higher highs still cranking, and that's a good sign, right? But again, on the shorter time frame, what we want to do is pay attention to this I'd say the 1 hour chart. If the price comes up and rejects it in one of these resistance levels, see what happens when it comes back down to the next lowest support level. But one thing I can kind of see here, it's pretty obvious, is we are getting pretty extended here. We're at about a 7 now. So we might have about, just say, 2 to 6 hours worth of bullish momentum moving forward here. And what's great about this is, heaven forbid it does come up and kind of get rejected here. We do have this nice strong support level here at about 63.5 cents. I think that the price will probably bounce right there. Or if nothing else, it'll consolidate. We'll see some, 1 through 4, 1 through 3, 1 through 5 as far as TD sequential is concerned. And what we'll probably likely see is a break to the upside from there. But the good news is this is a pretty strong support channel. So anywhere between 60 and 63 cents, if you can add to your position in that range, I think it'd be advantageous to consider doing so. Because you can see we got a lot of volume in these two channels here, right? So let's just take a quick look at that. The most amount of volume is right there at the secondary support level, about 60 cents. So ultimately, if the price does break 63 and come down to the 60-cent range, that'd be an awesome case in point to add to your position. Because what that would do is that, if the price does come down, right, that would essentially just reaffirm the fact that we're making higher highs and higher lows still, right? So there you go. So again, something to consider, but obviously there's no guarantees, so just be careful. Always make sure you have your stop losses in place. Let's go ahead and look at a best case scenario here. So just keep in mind, for NKN to kind of have this much travel, right? It took about, what, 5, 7, it only took 2 days to get this much range, right? So that being said, the likelihood of it getting up to about 0.875, basically just say 87 cents, is pretty high, right? It could very well happen in the next week. But why don't we go ahead and make new Fibonacci retracement lines here, because that previous one didn't include this highest point here, and just kind of see roughly what that would look like. So better case scenario here, I would say we're more so looking at $1.12 within about 1 to 2 weeks. I think that's pretty safe to say we'll see that. So I'm probably going to consider adding a position, opening a position here when the price comes down a little bit closer to about 63 cents. And we'll see. We can add to our position there and take a long position to the upside. But I think we're looking really good here for NKN. Yeah, once again, I guess to summarize, $1.12 would be probably more realistic by month end, just as a loose, rough estimate. But I think it's very likely to see that next week or two. And again, big picture, I do feel like $2 is very likely, but we do got to get through this resistance channel first. And there's quite a lot of, I guess you could say, well, we got some ground to cover before we get there, right? So just note we don't need to worry about that for the moment. We'll get there when we get there. But for now, I'd say 112 is effectively the new target. Okay. One last thing here, just note as well. We want to set our targets at realistic timeframes, right? So if you're going to set consider setting a profit target, right? The next profit target would be somewhere in the range of about, just say 82 cents. I think that'd be, or correction, actually, we should probably be right around 74 cents, because that would put us at the very first profit target. So say the price retraces down a little bit and gets to 74, that'd be about a 15% profit right there. So I'd say 74 cents would be a good, accurate anticipation. And then, of course, 82 cents alternative to that. And then profit target 3, maybe somewhere in the range of 105 to 110. Okay. So if you're going to set up a manual trade yourself, specifically talking to my patrons who have the trading bots, and you're using multiple profit targets, that would be a recommendation here. At least that's what I'll probably end up doing. I'll be shooting for right around 74, 73 cents, the more recent high, right? Because again, you take profits just before it hits its highest point, and then you take profits again once it hits its next closest Fibonacci retracement line, which is about 82 cents. So hopefully that'll work out very well for you, and obviously have a trailing stop loss if you don't already have that in place. Don't worry, I'll probably be opening a position for NKN soon based on the sentiment alone. As long as we can get the price to retrace a little bit, it'll probably be, I would say, another 2 to 4 hours before that happens, based on the simple fact that we want, we're almost at a state of exhaustion on the 1 hour chart, and I think it would be ideal for the price to calm down a little bit before taking entry. That's just my opinion. Up to you, honestly. However you want to do it, it's still a good time to take entry, because NKN is just killing it right now, and I think it's going to continue to do so. So if you find benefit, like and subscribe. If you want to find more benefit, maybe have a more hands-on approach and or learn a lot better on how to become a better trader, check out my Patreon community. I have a descriptive video to help you understand what that entails. Sending out on average now about 1 to 3 signals per day, but more importantly, it's a really cool learning environment, and it's a great situation for, I think, most people. So check that out, again, in your own time. Thank you so much again for joining me here. We'll take a closer look at NKN again soon. You have yourself a great rest of your day. Take care.